I used to work for one of the Memphis biggest drug kingpins back in 2004, 2000 something. I worked for one of Memphis biggest drug kingpins. I worked for him for about 5 years. Donnell Woods. Cool guy. Nice. When I first met him, he treated me real good. He owned some trucks. I used to drive trucks for him. Yep, he had a trucking business that he inherited from his father. I hung around Donnell Woods for about 5 or 6 years. It wasn't until about a couple years after I was gone that I found out who he was. I had no clue. While I was working for him, I had absolutely no clue what he was into. I knew he was kind of well off, but I just figured it was cause of the trucks and stuff. I didn't know. And by me working with him and being around him, I was automatically around other kingpins. They owned trucks. They were in the trucking business. Like I say, it wasn't until about a few years he sold, while I was working for him, he sold them road trucks and bought some dump trucks. I drove dump truck for him for a little while. That didn't work out for me. And I eventually got another job, went back on the road. But like I say, it wasn't until about a couple years after I was gone, 3 or 4 years after I was gone, that I found out who he was by way of TV. I think I was sitting at home one night watching TV when the news came up that a lot of them in Memphis had went down for dope trafficking. A large drug ring. What? And I saw that, I said, what? Man, I started thinking, I said, what? His name, him, and about 12 other folks. Another guy that was in there went down with them. He was one too. I had access. I was working around a few of them guys, by them driving trucks, and then I didn't know what they was into. When I saw that, boy, I think I was driving for his partner. I had left Donnell. Donnell kind of went out of business. And I started driving for his partner, Randy. Randy owned some trucks. I drove for Randy for a little while on the road. Yeah, I was working for Randy when that went down. Him and Randy was cool. They were straight. They were tight. I think he was involved in it too, but not quite as heavy as Donnell was, I don't think. But I was like, man, I started thinking, I said, oh, Lord, thank you, Jesus, that I didn't get involved and tangled up in none of that mess, just being an innocent bystander. I used to they had a yard. He rented a building a little house building right there on Mill Branch, across the street from Side Trucking. Mill Branch in Winchester area. Yeah, he had an office building right next door, another trucking company outfit. I was like, man, I started thinking about that even with the guy. I said, man, I used to drive the truck for Donnell. I started thinking about them times you drive the truck down to Texas and all that stuff. I started thinking, oh Lord, thank you Jesus, I didn't ever get caught up transporting dope or someone I didn't know. I promise I didn't know till I was gone. I talked to Randy one night, looking for my check. And this when I found out, he said, there's a lot of stuff going down. I said, man, yeah, I see it. I had no clue. Hanging around that place, anything could have went down any given time. I wouldn't necessarily hang around, but it was time I'd be up there, get ready to go out on a load or something, just going back and forth to the yard. No, never know. Anything could have went down. Them trucks on the road, people be targeting, man. He was well known. Woods. Put names right on the door. Woods Transportation. I could have been targeted anytime going up down the highway and had no clue what was going on. Now, I never went to a strange places picking up loads or nothing like that. It was broken loads and stuff like that, but I thought about it. All dealing with something like that, it could have been some strange stuff. I could have got caught up in some stuff. But it seemed like God always shielded and protected me. And while I was just, from stuff. I think about the late Mr. Lee Williams. He always sang song like that. He was like, you didn't know how much trouble you was in till you was already out of it. There been times a lot of people say that you don't realize how much trouble you was in till God had already brought you out. All that time. All that time. It's something to think about. It's good to know God. It's good to know Jesus. He'll shield and protect you. Lead you and guide you around stuff. Donnell, like I said, Donnell was a cool guy. I liked him. He treated me good. Very quiet. Cool. Laugh and talk. I just didn't know who he was. Man. I had another cousin that was kind of heavy in the dope game back during them times. He got murdered in Memphis some years ago at a dope house one day. And I used to go there and hang out with them on a regular basis. Didn't know no better. I was younger. I was a adult, but I knew what they was into. But just foolish. Didn't really know no better. You go there and hang out with him because me and him had a lot in common. We both hunted, fished, and we were country boys. So, he looked out for me sometimes. When I was out of work and stuff, he would look out for me and stuff. We were close. They shot him up one day. When nobody was around, he shot him up. They murdered him. I said, Lord, thank God that I didn't ever get caught up in nothing like that. When I was going on, I didn't know no better. You know, wasn't involved with it. Knew what he was doing, seen it, but I ain't had no business hanging out over there, being around there. Again, God just shielded and protected over there in the dope house. At any given time, I definitely could have been a target. I was in there. Few times, I got used to going over there hanging out, shooting air rifles and stuff in the back, cooking fish. I was out of town on the road when that happened. Ooh, I hate it happen. You know, feel bad. I cried, boo-hoo cried. My cousin got killed at the funeral. Cause me and him had a lot in common. But again, God shielded and protected me through that. Didn't have no clue. I'm not lying. I used to work for Donnell. Donnell Woods. I know him personally. Not trying to gain nothing off of it, but it's just the truth. I know him personally. Nice guy. Never, you look at him, you never would think. He wasn't real flashy or nothing like that. And boy, when I saw that, man, I still be thinking about that today. I done been around some folks and some people that I didn't know was, you know, I didn't know how much danger I was in at the time. Just didn't know, but somehow, some way, the Lord always shielded and protected me. It's the benefits. It's benefits in knowing Jesus. Benefits in knowing the Lord. I'm telling you. I never really ran with a crowd, never really ran with the wrong folk. As a young man, I did my thing. I grew up in the church, but still when I came of age as a young man, I did my thing. Church chasing girls, did what the normal young man would do, chase girls. But I never really ran with a crowd, stuff like that. And it seemed to worked out for me. Lord know he was doing. If I did, I'm sure I probably wouldn't be here today. Because I had opportunities come my way to get tied up in stuff. Lord just wouldn't let it happen. Just wouldn't let me do it. A lot of them boys I went to school with over there in Lakeview Garden, I grew up with, a lot of them boys got killed. Dope, doing wrong. Ride stolen cars and stuff. In jail, got killed. Got tied up in the wrong stuff. Yeah, Donnell Wood, one of Memphis' biggest kingpin for a long time. They were making a lot of money. I just didn't know. Man, ooh-wee. Somebody need to listen to this. It's good to know Jesus. Listen to the Lord. Let the Lord guide you. Sometimes we get it involved in stuff in with people. We have no idea. Sometimes a lot of innocent people get caught up in stuff. You don't even know what's going on. I could have very well got caught up in something and had absolutely no idea what was going on. All them years. All them years. Thank God for that, shielding and protecting me. God done looked out for me in some situations when I didn't know.